hao!
Ni hao!
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Crazy Delicious Cooking. Today we have a special Chinese New Year episode for you. So we want to wish you a Happy New Year, and in Chinese we say 新年快乐. So as many of you may know, Luis and I spent many years in China. I was there for about 7.5 years and Luis was there for about 3. We met there and we fell in love there, and we learned all about the culture while we were there. We met in Suzhou, China, so Suzhou always holds a special place in our hearts. And we actually had a small little Chinese wedding there, which we'll share some of our pictures with you, wearing these same exact outfits. So we saved them for all these years, and I was just laughing about it today. Like, we saved these outfits for so many years, for what? Well, so we can wear them on Crazy Delicious Cooking.
Right.
And I'm so excited to put it back on. Because we look amazing. So today we're making a super easy recipe that is probably everyone's favorite. We are making dumplings. And dumplings in Chinese we say
饺子.
饺子. So today's 饺子are going to be filled with pork, chives, rice vinegar, sesame oil, a little bit of salt and pepper, and some vinegar on the side for dipping. So we're going to make the dough fresh. You can, of course, you can buy the store-bought dumpling wrappers, but this is just flour and water, and we're going to boil them, and it's going to be delicious. So, are we ready to get started?
Yes.
Let's go. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to make our dough for our dumplings. So this is going to consist of 2 cups of flour and a 1/2 cup of water. So I will just need my big bowl. This one. That's 2. And then we have a 1/2 cup of water. And all you're going to do is just mix this up. I'm going to start mixing it with a spoon, and then eventually you'll use your hands. So this dough is super easy, like you can't go wrong. Why buy the store-bought if you can just make it fresh? So once the dough kind of forms together, then that's when you're going to need somebody who wants to get their hands messy. And I have my assistant Luis. So he's just going to go ahead and kind of knead this dough until it all kind of sticks together.
Okay, can you get my wedding ring out? Apparently I gotta do this for 15 minutes until the dough gets soft. So we'll see you in 15 minutes.
Alright, so Luis just finished kneading this little ball of dough. How are your muscles feeling?
15 minutes, if you're strong.
Okay, so this little ball of dough, what we're going to do is we're just going to cut it in half. So just split it down the middle. So what we're going to do is we're just going to roll this into like a 1/4 of an inch long piece. Perfect. So once you roll out your dough, what we're going to do is we're just going to set them to the side, and we're going to take some wet towels and cover them while we make our filling. So you do not want the dough to dry out. So let's just go ahead and take these and set them to the side. So now we're going to move on to our filling for our dumplings, and this is super easy. You're just going to take some ground pork, some green chives, these small Chinese ones, some white pepper, a little bit of sesame oil, and rice vinegar. Okay, and we're just going to combine these all together. So it's going to be about a 1/2 pound of pork. So I think we got a pound here, so I'm just going to take about 1/2 of this. So the next thing for our filling is going to be the chives. We're going to add a 1/2 cup of chives chopped in pretty small pieces. So I'm just going to go ahead and chop these up. You don't want any of the white part at the bottom. And then in goes our 1/2 cup of chopped green chives. And then next you're going to put in an 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Okay, then up next we are going to add our rice wine. So this is going to be 1.5 teaspoons. And then we're going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of sesame oil. All right, in goes our sesame oil. And then you have your white pepper, and we're just going to do about 3 dashes of the white pepper. So 1, 2, 3. Perfect. All we need to do is combine this together and our filling is complete. You can mush it together with your hands too to just make sure that it's really combined. And once again, Luiz is going to do this for us. Perfect. And that looks good. You definitely probably want to mix it together with your hands. It just makes sure the pork is totally combined together. So up next, what we need to do is we need to cut our dough into pieces about 1/4 inch each for each of our dumplings. So go ahead and grab a knife, and like I said, cut them into about 1/4 inch pieces. You can just estimate. So you have all your dumpling pieces, and then what you're going to do is you're just going to go ahead and form them into circles first, like this. These are going to be kind of thin. Don't worry, just don't break the dough. And once you feel like you've got it kind of even, you're just going to go ahead and take a rolling pin and then roll it out even thinner. Kind of like in a circle. Now, we're using this big rolling pin, but we should really have a small one to kind of do it evenly here. And this is really fun. I remember when I took Chinese in college, we had a big dumpling party. Everyone participated. We all worked together. We made the dumplings. We filled them. We boiled them. We ate them. It was just delicious. It's a fun social thing to do with friends. Yeah. And of course, people do it with their families during Chinese New Year. Okay, and now it's time to fill our dumplings. So you're going to take a dumpling wrapper in your hand like this, and you're only going to do a little bit of filling right in the center, okay? And then you're going to go ahead, close your dumpling, kind of stick it together, fold it together. You don't really need to overlap too much. And there you have it, just a little dumpling. Look at that. Perfect. Okay, now get your production line. Again, don't overfill these because you don't want them to fall apart when we boil them. Every dumpling is going to be unique. That is what's so special about it. Some will look better than others. Let's have a conversation in Chinese while we make our dumplings.
Oh, okay. 你好。
你好。
你有男朋友吗？
没有。
Oh.
That's all that Luiz knows how to say.
Oh, no. I also know 亲我. Huh?
What's that mean?
Kiss me.
Oh my God. Luiz knows how to ask for a beer, tell the taxi driver where to go, and ask a girl if she has a boyfriend, and then he says, kiss me. Oh my God.
Team.
Or he says stop in the taxi. Okay. All right, well, look at that. And just like that, after a short conversation in Chinese, all our dumplings are made. They're looking delicious. So we are going to boil our dumplings today. So we have a pot of water behind us. It is boiling. We're going to drop the dumplings in, cover the pot with the lid, and when the dumplings float to the top, they are ready to be taken out. So let's go ahead and drop these babies in. Okay, and just like that, in just a few short minutes, our dumplings are floating on the top of the water and they are ready to be taken out. So I'm just going to go ahead and spoon them out with a spoon that has holes in the bottom and put them on my plate. we took our dumplings out and we plated them up. All we need to do next is pour our vinegar into a small dish on the side for dipping. This is the Shanxi mature vinegar, and I bought this at an Asian supermarket. So if you have an Asian supermarket, you can buy this there. I found that this one was a little bit more sour than other vinegars. Sometimes it's hard to find a black vinegar that's really sour, as you know, you don't want it to be too sweet. So we're gonna go ahead and just pour this into our small dishes for dipping. And then, get our chopsticks ready. And then we are ready to eat. If you don't know how to use chopsticks, of course, you can always learn. It takes a little bit of practice, but once you do it enough, you'll get it down pat. So you can use chopsticks or just use a fork. So our dumplings are hot and we are ready to eat. So 恭喜恭喜, 新年快乐,
新年快乐.
Happy New Year from Crazy Delicious Cooking. Today we made 饺子. You can always serve this with an ice cold beer. How do you say beer, Louis?
啤酒.
Pijo.
Pijo.
So, cheers, ganbei, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
再见.